Alright guys, for this video we're going to be looking at transform boundaries. Right, this is when the two boundaries or the two plates are just sliding next to each other. They're really not colliding and they are not separating. Okay, so the features that we're going to be looking at this one is going to be inside the flip. Just to summarize, these are the features we're going to be looking at. These are the transfer boundaries. You can see the two plates. They can either be sliding next to each other, going in opposite directions, or they can also go in the same direction, but one plate will be moving faster than the other. All right, so that's also a characteristic of transfer boundaries. Notice how big old earthquakes are created here. Okay, so let's move on to the features, right? So just remember transfer boundaries. These are going to be the main ones: faults and earthquakes. Okay. These are plates that are sliding next to each other. They're like rubbing against each other, right? And therefore the pressure is going to be built as the two plates move or rub against each other. They're not necessarily going to be releasing at some particular point or as they move. If not, what happens actually is when the two plates rub against each other, pressure is built. And eventually that pressure grows enough for that to release the pressure. And when that happens, those earthquakes are created. Okay, so this is what we have, this line right in between the two plates. This is what we call a fault, right? Those faults, as you can see here on this example, how a river that was there going across, right? It actually got disconnected, right? Here's another example of another stream or river that was there, how they were connected at some point, but then it got disconnected. So here you have kind of like a little trench there. Those are called faults. California is or has one of the longest faults in the entire world. And we can see here on this one, this is the San Andreas fault. Actually, there's a movie that is really good about it. It has a lot of action. The Rock comes up in that one, right? You can see how these two are moving in opposite directions and they're sliding. This is one of the oceanic plates, right? It becomes, I think it's the Pacific plate. Yeah, this is the Pacific plate, and this is the North Atlantic plate. Okay, so this is where the two plates meet, and they're going in opposite direction, but they're not colliding. They're just sliding next to each other. So you see this big old fault created there. So we already have here the type of features or the characteristics that are going to be found there. It's going to be faults and a lot of earthquakes. That's why you have a lot of earthquakes in California. So that's it. I'm out.